Taurus, hey gorgeous, hope that you're doing amazing. Welcome to your general love reading with me, Adrian Nelson, your psychic tarot reader. This one is sort of like, kind of like flowing over from October to November. So what's happening in that period for you? This is a general reading, so please take it as it resonates. And let's see what we got. Alrighty, Taurus. So we're gonna have a look and see what's currently happening in your energy. What are the influences, the direct influences to that, and what is sort of happening potentially going forward with that. Then we're gonna clarify using the OSHO Zen Tarot, and we're gonna end off with a message from the universe for you. If you would stick through with this video from beginning to end, I'd really appreciate it. It definitely helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, so I'd very much appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Okay, dokie. Oh, serious stuff. Okay, so we've got the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, and the Justice energy, the beautiful Libra energy there with Justice. Starting something beautiful, possibly with somebody new, or it could be that Taurus, you finally, I have to say, I get more feeling of finally. It's almost like you were like, you know, like 2 steps forward and 1 step backwards with someone. And not 1 step forward and 2 steps backwards, 2 steps, even 3 steps forward and 1 step backwards. So it feels like there was that sort of thing going on, which could speak of maybe being afraid of being hurt again, you know, trust issues, that sort of thing. Could have definitely been very present there. I feel maybe on both ends, but especially on your side. You know, you're afraid of being hurt again. And I feel that somehow something has happened, something quite profound has happened. Maybe you got sick or something like that, but I feel that you got yourself into a little bit of a pickle there, not necessarily your fault, but got into a bit of a pickle. And then that person actually showed you who they actually are, or you got an idea of who this person can prospectively become in your life. I mean, this is a general reading. Could obviously be that maybe something happened and someone else maybe took care of you and you said, well, I'd like it, this is what I want, this is the kind of thing that I want. But I do feel that for most of you, there is definitely a space of kind of like, this is the person that I'd like to be with, this is the connection that I want. It's almost like somebody's finally proven themselves to you, like if you would really want to call it that. And that has brought about some beautiful balance in this connection. With most other energies, that could be a little bit of a toxic thing, but for you, it's actually quite a good thing, which is super great. You know, it's amazing. Alrighty, Taurus. So let's see what are the influences that has led you to this point. Money, 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 and trust issues, faith issues. 6 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, as well as the 7 of Swords. I feel, well, first of all, there's definitely love here. There's definitely love, and it's beautiful love. So you would not have stayed with this connection this long if there wasn't real love. And you've really started to build something beautiful together. And you've also really moved past a lot of the things that I feel that was holding both of you all back. So the two of you are very good for one another. I mean, that's a fact. You know, you're good for one another, which is great. Money could have been a problem. But I do feel the two of you building something beautiful together, because the 6 of Pentacles is very much about changing your mind sometimes. You know, kind of going from, remember, you've got the 5 of Pentacles before the 6 of Pentacles, and that is a very left out in the cold sort of space. And then, you know, if you look at something like the Tree of Life, for example, or you look at Thought Tarot, for example, it really speaks about the power of moving from that 5 sort of aloneness energy into the 6 more balanced energy. It doesn't mean that everything is free flowing just yet, but it's definitely so much better than it was. So even though everything in this connection might not be, you know, moonshine and roses, I feel that it's better than it was when you were maybe just on your own. I feel that you're great at building something together and moving past a lot of your past things. I feel that in many ways the two of you actually hold each other accountable for the energy that you perceive, which is a really, really great thing. You know, it's really amazing. But there was still sort of like that 1 foot in and that 1 foot out sort of thing that was taking place. And I feel that that has now died a very definitive death, you know, where you were like, well, it's almost like you may have lost everything together, or somehow just committed, really committed, moved in together or moved together. There's this, it's like the foundation is stronger, like the foundation has been strengthened somehow. Um, you may have had a very deep talk or some counseling where you were like, well, our foundation is not as strong as it should be, that sort of thing. But definitely growing stronger. Let's see what is the potential outcome for this connection. Where is this going? Oh, I like to see this. I was getting very scared there for a little while. Two of Swords, Knight of Cups, and the Page of Pentacles. Scared on your behalf because, I want you to do well. I'm not going to lie to you though, but I want you to do well. So there is still quite a bit of confusion going forward. Somebody is more stubborn than the other. In actual fact, this might be a space of two Tauruses maybe being in a connection with one another. Could also be a space that you may be dealing with somebody who's got strong Taurus in the chart. Whichever case it may be, it's a new beginning, but there's a stubbornness going on here, And maybe one is very sort of like verbally stubborn, or like no, very vocal, or at least very expressive. And another one might be retrieving, but it's the same thing. It's like the two sides of the same coin, really. Okay. But love is coming in here. So if you can just give your love and have faith and trust and believe that this person is here for good intentions. Now the Knight of Cups can be a card, it could be an energy that can sometimes lead you into a very dark space from very good intentions. But in this space, it is also that nudge that is necessary. It's like a necessary push almost, and it brings balance. Again, money seems to have been a bit of a problem here, but that is getting resolved, which is really, really great. There's a space of not sort of like my money and your money, but our money, our space, our this, our that. All right. You may have been, again, as I said, very 1 foot in, 1 foot out. If I can get out, then I can. But I feel somehow you got into a space now where you can't just sort of like, pack your bags and fuck off, basically. That sort of thing. Let's see. Let's get some more clarity on that using Osho Zen Tarot. I like Osho Zen Tarot because Osho Zen Tarot it's almost in a sense of what is the most peaceful resolution that we can find for a situation, So not only just these are your options, but what is the solution that's going to serve you best? Not forcing you to do it, but that might work really well for you. And if you're interested in that sort of thing, you might want to take my Osho Zen Tarot reading course. Recently just gone live, and there's a link for it in the description. Okay. Let's see, what do we have? Past lives. Past definitely coming in here. All right. So you enter this connection with a lot of baggage, with a lot of expectation, not necessarily positive expectation. Maybe you thought, well, we're just going to see how this is going to work. Probably nothing's going to happen from it. Nothing will transpire. And then you kind of find yourself, I would say almost unexpectedly, sort of like in love, or love unexpectedly being there. Maybe you just thought like, oh, they're quite cute. I wouldn't mind hopping those bones. I like, that sort of thing. So maybe it didn't start off all that seriously. You were just like, well, we'll see what happens. And then there's another card for it, participation. This connection is teaching you how to work together. Your heart may have been quite hardened, and even your way of thinking and reasoning from, past conditioning. This is, me against the world type of vibe, I need to have the upper hand sort of thing. And I feel that the one thing that this beautiful divine connection, this divine counterpart of yours, really, because that's what you're dealing with here, that they've taught you how to work together. That you don't always have to be the one that's strongest at the end and holding up the flag. That yes, the team is winning, but it's really you holding up the flag. There's a space where said, let's hold our hands together and raise the flag together type of thing. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful connection. Let's see what do we have in the current space for this connection, because this current space did sort of confuse me a little bit. Traveling. So there's still a distance for you to go in your own sort of, spiritual self-development journey. You are not there yet, but you are definitely on the right path. And this connection, which to many of you may seem, might be what might be holding you back is actually, it's basically your water in the desert. That's what it is. It's your water in the desert. Okay? That is what they are to you. And in many ways, that might be what you are to them. Okay? But they are your water in the desert. Let's see, what do we have for potential outcome going forward for this connection? What are the possibilities here from the bottom of the deck? Totality, which speaks about trust, which speaks about participation. It speaks about teamwork. It lets you know that if you can both work together and have each other's back and have faith and trust and believe in one another, that you can really go very strongly and you can become that, you get those connections that everybody in the world just looks up at you. This is the connection that everybody looks up to. This is the kind of love that everybody wants. All right, let's see what we've got for you from the universe, Taurus. If that resonates with you, I'd really appreciate you liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. You see, Taurus, you're still being stubborn. Look at these cards and all these things that they are doing. Some of you might still say, well, I don't know. Do I really want to kind of give my power away in this connection? It's not so much about giving your power away. It's more about gaining your power, Two sides of the same coin, definitely. Four of Swords, the Devil energy, and the Ten of Cups. Growing in strength with this person. Releasing negative patterning, negative belief, negative generational programming with this person in this connection. Beautiful family space. If you ever wanted to build a beautiful family space, whatever that means for you, this is the person that you want to do it with. Okay? So that's what I got for you, my beautiful, beautiful Taurus. I hope that it helps. From my heart, namaste, love and light. See you next time.